It began with the Black Plague. Within weeks, the dead began to rise.
This cannot be.
Hunting for human flesh. Now, the few of us that are left have only one way to survive. We must bring the fight to them.
So one of the things I really liked about the movie, is the opening sort of pop-up book exposition sequence. Right. How did that sort of come about? Because it's such a sort of smart way, I feel, to sort of dole out that info.
Sure. In the Regency era, during the Napoleonic Wars in England, there was a political cartoonist named Gilray, and he drew in that style. And he was one of the reasons, apparently he really pissed Napoleon off. He perpetuated the image of Napoleon as being a wee man.
Sure.
Really got on Napoleon's nerves, apparently. But very edgy cartoons. So I took that. In our alternate Regency world, I thought there'd be an alternate Gilray documenting everything that was going on. And so that's how I
was this present in like initial drafts of the script? When did that?
Or
is that in post?
No, well, the extensive to use it as a credit sequence was in post.
Sure.
When I realized in the book, in Seth's book, it's not explained. It just happens.
Sure.
In a weird way, which mirrors what happens in the actual Pride and Prejudice, where the Napoleonic Wars are never explained, they just are. And as an American, you don't know what the hell is going on. You just have all these sort of very handsome officers who come riding through arbitrarily. But when we were testing it, as far as what people were understanding and needed clarified, and they wanted to know what was going on, and they wanted to get that out of the way so that they could get on and get into the movie.
Yeah.
So how do you do that in an imaginative way where it doesn't feel like, that's what you're doing? And this is what we came up with.
How important is that sort of testing process for a film like this? That's sort of an audience pleaser,
I think if you respect the process, it's incredibly important. You have to be able to analyze what you're getting, understand it, and it's not always what the audience reacts to specifically can be a product of something that you need to change before.
Sure.
So it's a matter, you have to really be able to look at it and understand what they're saying, go through it, and alter your movie based on that.
What changed from first cuts to sort of the final version here?
I think pace changed a lot, and one of the things that was really one of the things we always had to figure out is at what point do we serve the zombie movie over Pride and Prejudice?
Of course.
And so it was finding that out. And there's some scenes that I had to cut out that were, there's a dance scene at the ball with Darcy and Liz Bennet that I did in a Oner. That's an amazing shot. And I did it in a Oner, and it's all choreographed, and they're hitting their lines at very specific points. But I needed to speed up.
Sure, yeah.
I needed to get through that, so I had to cut that, which is one of those painful things you do as a director.
I do not know which I admire more, your skill as a warrior or your resolve as a woman.